I'm here with Lisa.
Hi, guys.
Hey, you know Lisa. But we are going to go in and we're going to go thrifting.
Yes.
And so we're going to go also get each other some challenge pieces.
Yes.
So
I'm so excited to get her something tough to make over.
yeah, it'd be nice a little bit.
Maybe. We'll see.
And I'm going to get her a challenge item. And you'll notice that she has a little bit of
My
no voice.
is not cooperating today, so
So
I've got a little raspy. It's okay.
it's
Still working.
sultry.
Sultry.
Anyways, we're going to take you shopping with us and we're going to go inside right now.
Okay.
We are going to look around and see what we can find today. I would really love to do some like outdoor stuff if I can. If not, we're going to just see what we can find. Okay, how fun would this be outdoors? We have like a little kitchenette that I would like to make a kitchen someday, but in the meantime, that could be a fun little outdoor cart. Are you finding anything, Lisa?
Still looking. Haven't found anything yet.
Still looking. All
They've
right.
got some good stuff, but nothing's jumped out and said buy me yet.
All right.
So we're still looking.
Yes, you guys, I just saw this, and I don't know if you were on my live stream last night for my launch. Everybody's like, you need a toolbox. So what if I mocked this up and turned this into an Aaliyah toolbox? I don't know. Lisa, I found the thing. You're gonna love it. Here's your challenge item. It's like got birds. She can make that pretty, right? Here's the thing about thrift stores. They are very hit and miss. Sometimes you find a lot, sometimes you find a little. The prices are kind of high. I think this was a lamp, like a floor lamp. Look at this. But it's broken and it doesn't have a base. Do you think I could do something with this? What is this? But it has a cool shape. Well, maybe Lisa could do something fun with that. I don't know. I think that might be actually her challenge item. I think I'm gonna do this. What'd you think of that store?
I thought it was pricey.
So pricey.
It was so expensive.
And I've shopped this store before and they've really jacked up their prices to the point where like I'm not sure if I would come back here anytime soon anyways.
Probably not this one.
I'm wondering if it's because we're kind of like in a resort area. I've heard some rumors that rents have been going up, so I don't know if they're just trying to compensate. But like No. In fact, I found one item that I thought was $1. It was broken. I ended up getting it, but you guys, he was like, it's not $1, it's $10. I'm like, who's gonna buy this?
They should have given it away for free.
Like honestly, it's broken. We don't even know if it works. It doesn't have a lamp base, but I still had like ideas for it, but nobody else would have bought it. Like
nobody else would have.
Nobody would have bought it.
No.
Anyways, so I overpaid for that, but I already had come up with an idea in my mind, so I kind of had to get it.
But you know, it's gonna be okay because she's gonna turn everything into something magical.
Oh, you're so nice.
It's gonna turn out beautifully. But I would say if you're in a resort area and the thrifting prices are high, just go to Home Goods.
Yeah, or just take a pass. But we did find some good things. So
we did.
Don't you worry. We're still going to have a good episode.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you at home. Okay, we are going to do a quick haul. But before we do, can I just rant a little bit? I just was so mind boggled by the prices at that thrift store. And then I actually went to another thrift store and saw the same thing. And I'm like, this is crazy. These are not thrift store prices. And I'm like, when I show you some of the prices, like some of them are okay. Some of them I'm like, no. And you know, I went ahead and bought some of them because for the fun of making something over, but honestly, a lot of these prices are in line with something like Ross. And so I'm like, what's the point of a thrift store? They're getting these items for free and then they're reselling them, hopefully to support good causes, but not always. I'm thinking to myself, thrift stores are like what I lived off of when I was in a different time of my life. Yes, can I afford some of these prices right now? Maybe not much longer if they like, keep going higher and higher. But I think of all the people who are struggling paycheck to paycheck, and I was a little infuriated by the thrift store prices. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, so I don't think I'll be going back to that thrift store for a while, and hopefully I'll be able to find a place where the thrift store prices are thrift store prices and a little bit more reasonable. I was astounded at some of the prices. Anyways, rant over. But I just like thinking of all you followers out there that really rely on thrift stores, and there's fun things, and if their prices are not good, then what's the point? Anyway. Okay, I said I was done. Okay, let's start with some of the affordable things. So I picked up 2 of these lampshade things. They're like glass. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these exactly yet, but they were $3 a piece, and I thought that that was a reasonable price, and visualize that we could do something with these for outdoors. And then of course, this little metal box, which if you were following my live stream the other night, I have an idea for this, and so this might be kind of a fun little project. Not necessarily outdoors, but it could be, it's going to be out in my garage, which is kind of outdoors, so anyways, we're gonna throw it in this episode anyway. And then of course we've got the cart, which I was really excited about. It's $29.99, which I think is still a little high for a thrift store, but it is a piece of furniture. It's in good shape. It's a little plain looking, but I'm hoping we can change that a little bit and make it real fun. Now this is the one I'm gonna rant a little bit about real quick, was this piece. So I found this in a bin, and it had like a piece of tape on it with a $1 sign on it, and it was thrown in with a bunch of stuff. It's literally broken, does not have a base, like you can see. I don't even know if this works, and so I'm thinking, $1, that's a great deal for that. Like, I can make something out of that. Well, I go to the checkout and they're like, that's not the price. So clearly somebody had this priced at $1 at like a yard sale or something, and then it didn't sell because it's broken and missing parts and like all the things, and they donated it. Honestly, so that I'm like, okay, how much do you want for it if it's not $1? And they were like $10. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. This is like, it's broken. Nobody in their right mind is going to buy this. You don't know if it works. It doesn't have a base stand. It doesn't even stand up. So I negotiated with them and got it for $7, which was like, the only reason I did that was because I kind of already had come up with a fun idea for it. But $7, like, it's too much for this. It's like a piece of junk. Nobody other than me would have probably bought it. I don't know, but you'll have to let me know what you think. I saw like a fun little outdoor project within this. And then finally, I'm going to share with you what Lisa challenged me with. So here we go. These little pretty candlesticks. Now, I will say the finish on this, not a fan, is pretty ugly, but I do see potential with these. But you guys, I'm going to bring up the price again. I'm sorry. $12.99 and $9.99 for some, in my opinion, not very attractive candlesticks. That is like a price that you would pay at Ross. I'm sorry, it is, and I probably like them better. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with that, regardless of the price, and so that's why I am okay with that. But all right, those are items, and now it's time to get flipping them. Okay, so you'll remember from our thrifting adventures that I found this cart, and it was one item that I actually thought was reasonably priced. Still a little high, but honestly, for a piece of furniture, outdoor carts or like entertaining carts, they can be pretty pricey. So $29.99, we'll go with not bad. But it was kind of very vanilla. The top was in rough shape, so let's see what we can do with it. Okay, we're ignoring what's going on in the background. It is chaotic. I have done several large-scale renovations over the past couple of months, and I have not had time to come out and organize this chaos. So we're just gonna pretend that it's not there, and it will get cleaned eventually. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I added some scalloped trim. Now, I had a bigger scalloped trim and a smaller scallop trim that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I only had enough to do on the top, the front and back side. I could have added it on the other side. However, since it has like drop down leaves, I figured, that's gonna be down a lot of the time anyways. So maybe that's something I'll go in and add it in later, but I thought this little scallop detail was gonna be really cute. Then I wanted to add it to the bottom of the cart. Now, if I were to go back and do this differently, I would put this in a different location, but I decided to put it right under the slat to kind of give it a little bit more finished look there. What I wished I had done is put it just below that so that it could have like the scalloped edge on the bottom of the cart. But that's okay. It kind of disappeared once I painted it and didn't stand out as much as I wanted it to, but you'll see that in just a second. So I applied that. Then the top was in pretty rough shape, and I wanted to make it look a little bit better. So I gave it a real light sanding. I could have gone more crazy and like spent a little bit more time time on it. However, I just wanted this to be a quick project and see if we could make it look good. So I pulled out my gel stain and stained the whole thing. That really warmed up the wood, and I was super, super happy with that. And then I went about painting the bottom in black caviar paint. It was not an outdoor paint. I would recommend an outdoor paint, but it's gonna be under a covered patio most of the time. And so I figured we'll go with this. So I painted it all by hand. I felt like this is gonna give us a higher quality paint finish rather than using spray paint, which I do a lot. And then it will give us a little bit more of a controlled paint. Once that was on, I decided to spray on a finish over our gel stain because that had dried for several hours by this point. And I put, a generous amount on it and let that fully dry. Then the next day we came back in. I decided I wanted to add a handle. And so I went ahead and just looked through what I already had. And I had this silver one from IKEA. You could go with a lot of different things, but this seemed to be the right length. It was longer. And while I didn't love the finish, it worked well. And I had a black version, but it was a little too long and wouldn't have lined up in the right spot. I would have added some gold detailing in, and I think that would be a really nice touch. But that's it. It was just adding of a little bit of extra trim and painting it out, adding stain, and it is super cute as is. But I have seen on Pinterest for a while all these party carts with these umbrellas with the fringe, and I just thought that was such a cute look. And so what I ended up doing is I ordered an umbrella off of Amazon, and it was 6.5 feet. And I was like, man, I really wish I could find a little bit smaller one because that seemed like a little bit on the larger side. And so, but I thought we'd give it a try, and it was a really good price. So I got a little clamp that holds umbrellas, and I clamped that to the side of our cart, and I put it on, and it's a little big, but once you extended the leaves and everything, it's not totally overkill. The funny thing is I really didn't like the pole on the umbrella because it was kind of orangey toned. And then when I put it out back with my orangey colored house, or rust colored, cinnamon colored house we'll call it, it ended up being the same color, so it didn't bother me quite as much. But yeah, so then I just styled it as a little lemonade stand. This cart would be really great in the summertime to put, if you're just having a small party, some cookies and treats and maybe a drink, just small thing, or you could use it as a grill cart, absolutely. But I think that this is something you could definitely use if you're planning on doing any kind of parties. Now, it's so funny that I found this cart. This is exactly what I would have needed for my popcorn machine makeover from a previous thrifting adventure. This would have come in handy, and I wouldn't have had to build a whole cart that time around. But this worked out good for me now, and I'll use it for something else since I already built a cart for that. Just a funny thought that I had thrifting. But I really love how this turned out. I think it's really, really fun. So if you see a cart at a thrift store, know that it could have a lot of possibilities in it. I don't know if you're aware of this, but I just launched some new products for my Aaliyah line at aaliyah.com. We have a new apron and new beautiful Japanese steel scissors that have a ruler on them. The Japanese steel is so much more durable and will keep that sharp longer, and they're just beautiful to look at with their shimmery blue handle. So if you're thinking, what should I do as a last minute gift for my mother? Both of these, the apron and the scissors, perfect Mother's Day gifts or beyond. They're awesome, or get some for yourself. So shameless plug. I'm just really proud of the products that we are releasing over there, and we've got more stuff on the way, and it just takes time. So anyways, such a fun thing to share with you. Okay, so this next one, I had a little beef with this one. Like I said, I had an idea in my mind, and so now we're gonna put that idea into practice. So what I did is the other day when I was at Lowe's, I picked up a wood round, and we were gonna drill a hole into it, and I had to put some weight in it because the wood boring bit just want to kind of go all over the place, and I'm not quite sure why. So you got to put your back into it. So I found the right size bit, I drilled into it, didn't really want to work, but I eventually succeeded. I won because my drill is amazing, but also that wood was just being temperamental, and I think it was because it was a little moist and it was near a knot. So, but I won, okay. Anyways, so once the hole was drilled, I painted it out all black in the same paint that I've been using, just because I already had it out handy. It was perfect, and I painted that. While I painted that, I also had a finial that I picked up from Hobby Lobby and painted that out black too. So then I used some liquid nails and put that into the hole. And honestly, it took a minute for it to dry and set up. I think it would have been better if I added like another layer to stabilize it a little bit more, but it did work. It just was like a little precarious while it was drying. You know what I mean? And then I took some liquid nails and put the finial on top. So it was really easy peasy. Now, I'm just gonna say I could have gone a little bit further with this, but I thought it was perfect. I could have put some floral foam into the little lamp shade portion or whatever, but I just stuck the flowers in it to just demonstrate. But you could use floral foam, or you could use soil, you could do what you want. I just thought this was really cute. I used some outdoor faux flowers that I like to use, and I think this turned out really cute. It was so easy to do. It was such a simple project, did not take much time. I overpaid a little bit for the broken lamp, but in the end, it's really cute and it has a really high-end look. So therefore, did I waste the $7, or was it a good investment? I don't know, you be the judge, because I'm really happy with how the end result was, even though it was a little bit rough start to begin with. So the next time you see a broken floor lamp, let your wheel spin a little bit and see if you can see a plant stand. Now stay tuned to see what I do with Lisa's challenge item. It might be a little unexpected. As I mentioned a little bit ago, we launched some new products and we did a live stream, and it was a lot of fun. I always have the best time visiting with you on those live streams, and it's just a good time all around. And I didn't advertise it very well. A lot of you didn't know about it. It was honestly very last minute because I just had a lot going on, and so I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it or not, but we ended up doing it. So we had this live stream, and on it, we asked, what product would you like to see me launch next? And there were so many people who said a toolbox. Do you guys agree with that? And we'll talk about it more in a second. Or like, what tool or DIY item do you think I should launch next? Hit me up in the comment section below. I do read them, and that is really how I formulate what products to bring to you. In fact, the scissors was a highly requested item on my last live stream, or one or two live streams ago, and so that's why we worked on them, and they are beautiful. Okay, so toolbox. So at the thrift store, I found that metal box, and I'm like, could this be a toolbox? I mean, shape-wise, I don't know if it will actually fit a hammer in it, so I don't know if it's gonna be used exactly as a toolbox. I thought to myself, this would be a really fun opportunity for me to mock one up for you guys to see kind of what I would envision if I were to do a toolbox. However, I'm just gonna caveat up front, it would probably be a slightly different shape, but this is a little fun. It's fun. So the first thing I did is I sprayed it in the closest color to the Aaliyah blue I could on the interior of it. So got it covered really, really good, let that fully dry. And then we spray painted the outside of it in a gloss black finish. And I'm like, oh, this is working out really good. Now we had a couple of boo-boos, and so I had to do like some touch-up paint with a foam. It didn't end up like super perfect, but it's okay because we're gonna disguise it a little bit. So the next step on this is to cut out some leopard print vinyl. And this is one that a file I already had from our shelf, from our IKEA hack episode a couple last time, or I don't know when I did it. It was like a leopard print back shelf. And so I already had the file. I kind of shrunk it down, made it fit, and cut it out in a matte black smart vinyl. You guys, this stuff is so frustrating to work with. Like, I like trying to get it on like transfer tape is the bane of my existence. So I started doing that, and in the end, like, you know what I ended up resorting to in the end is I ended up just pulling off the leopard print spots and sticking it on how I wanted, and that was like so much faster and less frustrating than trying to get it to the transfer tape. So anyways, you could learn from that if you want. I mean, it doesn't always work out that way, but like the pattern didn't really matter too much, so like I could make it up as I went, and that's what I ended up doing in the very end. So I gave up on that, and I decided to do my own thing, and it turned out really, really cute. And then I added my Aaliyah logo on it, which I cut out in vinyl, and a shimmer blue vinyl on the front, and then a black one for the inside. This was really reminiscent of the drill bag if you have seen it. But you guys, I got so excited after making this about doing a toolbox. Now, I don't want to sway you, because I need honest opinion. I don't want to make something for you guys that you don't want. But how cute is this? Do you guys want this in your collection? I would make it big enough so you could put like a standard size hammer in it and some other tools. It probably won't be quite as tall. It would probably be shorter and like longer a little bit. Is this something that you'd want? Let me know, because I just thought this was so adorable, and I'm like, everybody needs one of these. So I love how this thrifted toolbox turned out. Stay with me, because we are about to start Lisa's challenge item, but don't forget, once we are done here, to go over and check out her video, because I gave her a challenge item too, so it should be fun. So since it was Lisa that was challenging me, I thought it would be fun to do something Mackenzie Childs inspired, because she is so good at Mackenzie Childs dupes. She goes more for like the feminine colors for the most part. I decided to go for the, you know, the black and white, because you know I like the black and white. So that's a given, right? So I decided to start by spray painting out the candlesticks in my favorite gold spray paint. It's in the small bottles. You can get it at Hobby Lobby. They used to call it 18 karat gold, and now they call it metallic. I don't even know. It's the little bottle with the gold lid. It's so pretty. And so let that fully dry. While I was spray painting that, I also decided to go ahead and spray paint you remember those glass light fixtures in a black. And I think I did the gloss black. I used like a matte black for the inside because it didn't really matter. And then on the outside, I did like a gloss black to give that shine, okay? And so then I found some black and white peel and stick wallpaper that I think, you know, it's washable, and I'm not gonna like leave it out in the exposed elements like all the time, but it's washable, so I figured it could handle a little humidity in theory. And so I thought this would be really cute. And so I went with it. Super, super cute, totally reminiscent of Mackenzie Childs. This is a very whimsical project for me. So I was having a lot of fun with it. And then I brought it all inside because it's a little humid outside right now, and I wanted it to fully cure in a like more controlled environment. And so while it was in there, I went ahead and took some silicone and attached the light fixture with that, because that's very, very sturdy. That will hold it really good, and let that fully dry. And that was it. Then I just styled it with some of my outdoor plants, the little flowers and some hanging greenery. And yes, this is totally whimsical. I think it is so much fun, especially once it was fully styled. You'll have to let me know. There's some Mackenzie Childs pieces I really love, and there's some Mackenzie Childs pieces that are totally over the top. And I like some and I don't like some, but I definitely don't like the prices because they are so crazy high, but they are so crazy cute. So I'm all about investing in a few statement pieces if it's something that you really love. After all, I do have some Williams-Sonoma like pumpkin crock pots that are pretty pricey, and they definitely make a statement, and that is what Mackenzie Childs pieces definitely do. But yeah, this is not a dupe, but this is definitely inspired by Mackenzie Childs, and you'll have to let me know what you think of the final look. Totally overpaid for all of it, except for maybe like the glass pieces. Those were, I felt like, reasonable. Had a lot of fun with these projects, irregardless of the rising costs at the thrift store. So while we're on that, you'll have to let me know, are your thrift store prices going through the roof, or are they holding steady? I'm like, the only thing that I can rationalize is like that because of all of the increase in costs, like their utility bills are going up, and so that just means everything's going up. I don't know, but I'm like, you're getting these items for free, people, most of the time. I don't know. All right, I probably ranted on that enough. Okay, so I hope you had fun with this episode, and let me know if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, go check out my new products over at leah.com, and then also don't forget to go check out Lisa's video and see what I challenged her to make over as well. It's gonna be fun. She's gonna have a really awesome episode for you. And if you enjoyed this episode, here's another one that I think you'll like as well. And to all of you, I just want to remind you that you are powerful. We'll see you next time. Bye.